Hey, what's up, all my meal makers out there? Welcome to Making Meals with Mika. We are in a different setting. I'm in like in a new house, so I'm about to settle in and make one of my favorite dishes. It really don't have a name though. It's basically like linguine in a nice lemon cream sauce with a little Parmesan cheese. We're gonna stir in some spinach, and then today we're doing chicken breast and chicken thighs. And then, for a side, I'm gonna have like a salad and then some Crystal Light, maybe a Corona or two. I don't know. But anyway, let's sit back, relax, and let's make this meal with Mika. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna cut the chicken. Now, for some reason today, I wanted two different types of chicken. I really never even mix light and dark because thighs and legs are my favorite. I like dark meat opposed to white meat. But we're gonna put this chicken breast in here too. So I just sliced it on the cross section. Now I'm going to take it and just slice it in strips. That's it. Very simple. And now I know this knife is really cutting through this because this is a really good knife, actually. But if your knife isn't cutting through this as easily, just separate them like that. You don't have to cut through both of them because you want to, like, safety is first, right? So you just want to separate it, but just make sure you're getting, like, really nice simple cuts. So I just cut these in strips. This is the chicken breast, and then these are the thighs. So I'm not gonna cut this on the cross section. The thigh is a little bit fattier, so I'm gonna cut some of this fat off. You can't really do all of it, and the fat is the flavor anyway. So I'm just gonna take the thigh, I'm gonna cut it. So like you see the veins right here, this is like from the skin, and you see how that is. So to make it the most tender, you're going to cut it kind of like at a diagonal. And that's just going to make it a lot more tender, and it's going to cook really evenly, and it's going to be delicious. So I'm going to cut this, and then I'm going to season the thighs and the breast together. And I'm going to start cooking the thighs before I cook the breast because they cook at different temperatures and different times. The thigh is going to take a little bit longer to cook than the breast. So if you are like me and you want to mix these two together, I just say do it. Why the heck not? You know what I'm saying? You just have to make sure that you're cooking these properly. So they can all get seasoned together, but they're going to cook at separate times. So I'm going to start with just salt. Just some regular salt. You can use sea salt, but this is just regular table salt. Okay, I don't have all my fancy schmancy seasonings. We're just gonna do just very delicious, very basic today. Then you're gonna do some black pepper, and make sure you season it really, really well. And then we're gonna do some onion powder. And I still have my dark meat and my white meat separate because I don't want them mixed up because they're gonna cook separately. And then you're gonna do some garlic powder. And even though I'm going to put fresh garlic in here, I just like garlic. I love garlic, so I'm going to use garlic powder and fresh garlic. And then I'm going to do some red pepper flakes. You don't have to add the red pepper flakes. It's just going to make it just a little bit spicy because I like spicy food. So my chicken is seasoned. I'm going to oil my pan with some olive oil. So the chicken is cut and it's seasoned. I have water. Can y'all see this? I got water boiling back here I have whole grain linguine, all right? Because it's delicious. We're going to do it, and it's healthier for you. So you always salt your pasta water, but do not put salt in it until it boils. You want to know why? Because if you put the salt in it before it boils, if you have like a non-stick pan or anything like that, you actually ruin your pan. So do not put the salt in there until it boils. So my pasta is boiling. I'm going to put my water is boiling. I'm going to put my pasta in there and just let it do its thing, okay? So my pan is already preheated, and I am going to put a couple of tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. I recommend olive oil because it has a higher burn rate. Do not use butter. I mean, I guess you can use butter, but the thing with butter is when your skillet gets really, really hot, like butter burns really, really quickly. So I suggest you use extra virgin olive oil or any type of light oil. So what we're going to do is we are going to put our chicken thighs in the pan. And you want to hear that sizzle. The sizzle is a great thing, right? If your pan is not sizzling, it's not hot enough. You don't want that. So we're just going to sit here I'm gonna let these chicken thighs get nice and almost done. Then I'm gonna add the chicken breast. They're gonna hang out together. Our pasta's cooking, then we're gonna make our sauce, put it all together and eat. It's gonna be delicious. So the chicken thighs are just about done, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the chicken breast. You still get the same sizzle to this mixture. And then once this is done, we're gonna remove the chicken and we're gonna work on our delicious sauce and put it all together. All right, guys, so I had to switch my pasta. It wasn't even cooking on that back burner. So now the chicken should look like that. Look, all the chicken is looking the same color. It's gonna be different textures and different juiciness, but they all look alike. Now, I don't even need to add any more oil, but this is where I am going to add my spinach. I'm going to try to add the whole bag because, you know, it's going to kind of cook down to nothing. Now, if you want to, you could add like onions to this. I would say shallots because they're a little more mild. But, you know, I'm eating a salad on the side. I'm going to have onions in my salad, so I'm not going to put onions in this mixture, but you could, or shallots. And then we're going to continue to cook this until the spinach cooks all the way down. It's going to be delicious. Now, you know what the rule is, right? Here's the #1 rule, my opinion, on cooking. When you add a new ingredient, you have to add just a little bit more seasoning, right? So we're going to add a little salt. We're going to add a little pepper. You know, I got like, you know, the music going in the back, so if you hear the music going in and out, it's just my phone playing my music. So we're gonna saute this, and then once the spinach is all nice and wilted, we're gonna take this out, work on the sauce, and put it together. Look at that! Ooh, that is gorgeous, gorgeous. So what we're going to do is we are going to turn the heat down. We're going to remove the beautifully mixed chicken and the spinach. The spinach, I like to use like the whole spinach, not frozen spinach in this, because the frozen spinach adds too much water, but that is just gorgeous. So to this pan, we ain't about to wrench nothing out. We ain't wrenching nothing out. This is where that good butter come in. Now it's time to add the butter for everybody that's been like, where the butter at? We're about to add it. We're about to add the butter right now. So what we're about to do is we're about to make our cream sauce, and it starts with a nice good foundation. This is about 2 tablespoons of butter, and then we're going to add approximately, seriously, this is about 4 cloves of garlic. I mean, you can add how many cloves that you like. I would suggest at minimum 2 cloves because you want this garlic to permeate the sauce. I love garlic, so I'm always do 4, at least 4 or 5. That's it. My garlic, that's it. That's my favorite. So when this garlic gets nice and toasty, now listen, garlic cooks very rapidly. So this is on a low heat. I have it electric stove. I had this on like a 3. If it was a gas stove, this would definitely be like on like a medium low. And we're just gonna let that garlic just sit there and just kind of toast up. And then once it gets nice and toasty, we're gonna add some half and half. So listen, our garlic is not, look at that, it's nice and brown and toasty, but it's not dark. It is not black. Black garlic is a whole different thing. You can buy it at the store, but you don't want this one to be black. So I am going to use half and half because I don't want this to be a really thick sauce like Alfredo sauce. I need this to be just like a nice creamy light sauce. So I'm going to pour approximately, I'm going to say half of this in here. I don't know. What's that? Maybe like 2 cups, 2.5 cups. And right now I'm just going to just let this just kind of simmer just a little bit because I really do want that garlic to permeate all of the sauce. So I'm gonna put a little bit of pepper in here with the garlic, and then I'm just gonna let the cream and the garlic just kind of marinate together for maybe like approximately like 5 minutes. So just let this simmer on low for 5 minutes. Then we're gonna finish it off with the Parmesan. We're gonna add the chicken and the spinach and the lemon, and we're gonna put everything together. In the meantime, my pasta seems like it's done over here, right? So you don't want it mushy. So right here, this is a nice, it's kind of firm but still a little stretchy. This is perfect. So I'm gonna take this off the water. Just tasting it. It's perfect. I'm gonna take it off the water so it won't overcook. Okay. So this has been like really simmering for about a good 5 minutes on low. So what we're gonna do is now, like, this is where the magic happens. So we gotta do all of this together. So normally I buy the shredded parm. They did not have it today. I don't even have my food processor or nothing, my grater or nothing. So I literally chopped this myself. So it's gonna take a little bit longer to melt, but I don't care. So I just added approximately 3/4 cup of Parmesan. Remember, this is not an Alfredo sauce, right? So you don't have to add a lot of Parmesan. We don't want it really, really thick. And then we're also going to add the juice of 1 lemon. So since I don't have my fancy schmancy lemon juicer, you're just gonna take the lemon and you're just gonna squeeze it, and you can just put your hand right here over it and it catches all the seeds, right? I want this to be very, very, very lemony because it's going to be delicious. I love lemon and cream and butter and spinach and chicken and Parmesan. It just all goes together for me. So I'm going to juice this whole entire lemon, catching all the seeds in my hand. And then once all the Parmesan cheese melts, it's going to be nice and light and still creamy and delicious. That's a lot of lemon juice, I know. If you don't want this much lemon juice, you don't have to use this much lemon juice. I use the whole entire juice of 1 whole lemon. My best friend, Banza, she was visiting me not too long ago, and I made this something similar to this, because this is my comfort dish. Like, honestly, this is a comfort dish for me. And then she was like, no, way too lemony. So, but this is a very lemony sauce. If you like lemon, this would be perfect. So we're just gonna sit here and just keep stirring until all that cheese gets incorporated. And then we're gonna add the pasta and the chicken and the spinach, and then we're gonna eat it, and it's gonna be delicious. That sauce is looking good. Hold on. I'm sorry it's after work. I had to take a sip of my little cocktail. Don't even worry about it. So the sauce is absolutely perfect. So we're gonna add our chicken and spinach back to the mixture. And I know people think it's just really cute to kind of like have your pasta and pour the sauce on top of it, but the proper way to prepare pasta is when you do make it, you really do need to put it back in that sauce so it can just get all the goodness and deliciousness. Like, don't just pour the sauce on top of the pasta. It really does need to be fully incorporated. So I'm going to put my linguine back in here. And if you guys ever did like the Making Meals with Mika live, back in the summer, I did a dish very, very similar to this, but it didn't have any cream. It was olive oil, lemon based with the chicken stock. And I actually used tomatoes because I told y'all, like, this is my ultimate favorite dish. I'm pretty sure everyone has that one dish that, like, no matter what time of year it is or where they are, like, that's their go-to. So pasta is my go-to, especially linguine. So this dish is actually done. So I'm going to sit here and let this marinate just for a little bit. And then what you do is you just take your reserved cheese and you just sprinkle it on there. And then it's absolutely delicious. And there you go. So you're going to serve it up with some garlic bread. Today I'm having salad. And there you go. All right. So the pasta's done. So I'm going to put a little bit in my bowl. Don't talk about my bowl. I told y'all I just moved. I don't got none of my utensils. It's cool though, because you can still make really, really good food, even though you might not have like all of the things that you think you need. You just have to make stuff work. So I'm gonna go get some chicken on there. I got the pasta. Hold on. Oh, I gotta get some sauce. So let me go. Hold on, let's take it. I'm out the camera, came back. I gotta get all that sauce, because that's where the goodness is. Right? So you load the sauce on there. And then because we're fancy, right? We gotta put parsley because we're fancy and you just gotta have it. All right, so here we go. We're gonna try. This is whole wheat pasta. So if you're not used to whole wheat pasta, then just get like regular pasta. But I prefer the whole wheat pasta. And you do have to get used to the texture, but once you do, it's quite great. So here we go. Oh, that's hot. Wait. Yep, that's pretty delicious. I knew it was gonna taste like this because I make it all the time. So this is the linguine with the light cream sauce with some lemon, spinach, and chicken. So thank you for making this meal with Mika.